Well, hey everybody, welcome to Lent and the first of our weekly staff devotionals, sharing some of our own defining moments in our faith. In worship just yesterday, we focused on the story of the baptism of Jesus. And I've always loved the declaration that comes from heaven as Jesus comes up out of the water. "This is my Son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased." This is a defining moment in Jesus' life as it marks the beginning of his public ministry. But what I love about it is that this is before Jesus has done any teaching, before any miracles and signs and wonders. He really hasn't done anything but take one step into the water. And it's at this point that God the Father shouts down from heaven. In Mark's gospel, it says he rips the skies open and declares his love for his Son. It was exactly what Jesus needed to hear from his Father at that moment in his life. And this really relates to a defining moment in my life when I spent about 6 months in South Africa as a college student in the year 2000. I'd been living in Cape Town for a couple of weeks and noticed a flyer on the college campus for a local church. I'd been thinking it'd be great to find a church, and so I took down the information. And the next Sunday morning, I got on the train to a couple stops down the line, got off at the station, and then attempted to follow my handwritten map. After a couple wrong turns, which meant walking up and down some steep hills, I got to the church a little sweaty, walked in, and the worship band had just begun. I don't remember what song was being sung, but as soon as I walked into the worship space, I felt this overwhelming flood of love. I sensed God declaring to me, "You are my Son. I love you. With you I am well pleased." And as I look back, that was really a pivotal moment in my life as it set me on a trajectory. To say, "God, I don't know what my life will hold, but I know that I want to be a part of what you are doing. I want others to know this love that I am experiencing right now." And I hadn't done anything but simply find a local church and walk in the door. And since then, I've learned in my life to recognize the voice of the Father. And I've realized that things can get in the way of hearing that voice of love. And I realized that this is what life is all about, to know and be loved by God. And yes, there is a calling on each of our lives to live out, to do great things. But the higher calling, and the calling that fuels everything else, is to know and be loved by God. So I challenge you this week to quiet your heart and mind and allow space to listen, to rest in the knowledge that you are his child, his son, his daughter, and that he is so pleased with you before you've done anything. Let that fuel your life this week as you walk in love. It'll radically change how you view yourself, how you view your purpose in this world, and how you view others. He wants you to do amazing things in your life, and it starts by receiving his love. So friends, let's be his light this week as we live that out.